Good morning. Welcome to Tea Trail. I'm your host, T Red, and on today's episode of Tea Trail, Nature's TV, we're going to be continuing on from the water theme and getting our flow on and looking at the Taoist theory or principle of loving everything and opposing nothing, which is one of my favourite things. And I suppose where we are presently in the quickening or our return back towards Sirius, the brightest star in our galaxy, um, it's loving everything and opposing nothing. It's the good stuff, right? It is really the good stuff. So, yeah, like I mentioned on the water video about how water always sticks to the lowest point, always flows downhill, doesn't do anything which is kind of, considered to be hard work, doesn't stop to contend, so it always keeps on moving, doesn't stop and go, doesn't give its opinion, really, it assists everything, it gives life to everything. So water, which I don't think I did mention on the video, is part of a massive cycle, mate. So the largest body of water is the ocean, and I think there are like maybe 4 or 5 of them. So when the water is in the ocean and the top layers of the water warm up, they turn to steam, or water molecules, evaporation process, right? So then they rise from the main body of water and they collect in the sky as clouds. Generally, these clouds, they then make their way across the ocean, and when they come across the land, they fall as rain. So yeah, as mentioned, right, the rain at that point, as it is falling, is in its purest state. It is just H2O. It is really clean and beautiful. So the loving everything and opposing nothing, kind of, it follows the Taoist principle of water. We're born into a dualistic world, which means that, well, everything has an opposite, or like the best way to look at it is everything has a complement. If you look at it as an opposite, you're going to be causing some issues there, but if you appreciate that one can't exist without the other and call it a complement, that's where the magic is, mate. So, yeah, as an example goes, if we had a stick, maybe a selfie stick, and at one end you had well, the biggest principle, and I mean it's quite nice because it ties in with Taoism, is gender, right? So male and female. So if you have male at one end of the stick, and then you have female at the other end of the stick, and then in the middle of that stick you could have transgenders or transvestites, or there is variation on the theme of gender. There are many shades in the middle, but it is one stick. So that is like the stick of gender. And then keeping it broad day and night, so you've got like daybreak and dusk, and all of the time in between. Oh, excuse me, guys. And then where else can we go? Hot and cold. So that's on the stick. Hot one end and cold the other. Like war and peace would be another stick. So everything appears in this world on like a stick, and well, they say what you resist persists. and what you focus on grows. So yeah, this loving everything and opposing nothing. Being brought up in the world of separation, which is like hocus pocus, where everything is one on that stick. It's all one. It's all the same stick, unseparatable. Um, so yeah, being brought up into the world of separation and also competition, which is kind of, I think that's the same stick, right? Um, we're always told to look outside of ourselves, and yeah, I guess that's quite a nice one. Hey, the world we're brought into, I can totally understand why we have paramedics, and I can totally understand why we have a fire service. But I've never really been able to understand why we have a police force. What is that about? Um, yeah, like the labels we get given, like nationalities and stuff, race, and even your name, hey? Well, not our name. We are all that is, which is so much better than just being a name. Um, yeah, we're always taught that it's outside of us, but we are the creators of everything that is. It's like, oh, back to one of those sticks, right? Politics, that is one of those sticks again. So you've got Conservatives and the Democrats at one end, and then you've got Labour and the Republicans at the other end. It's the same stick. It's so the same stick, but we're just taught to kind of choose sides and point fingers at the other. But yeah, moving back into our state of oneness now and recognizing that, like, pointing fingers just gives away our power. Um, when we fight anything, we ultimately fight ourselves. Because we are creators, but we're not. I mean, this world is. It's our beliefs, and because we've believed them for so long, like, they've crystallized really firmly. But now, as more and more of us are waking up, there are glitches happening in the system, and yeah, the old reality, that of oneness, is coming back, which is a beautiful thing. Um, so yeah, that which we focus on grows. So that's to loving everything, right? Find your passion and feed into it, and do that, and just don't worry about anything else, really. Um, when you pour yourself into your passion, incredible things happen, like setting goals. And sometimes we don't reach the goals, but life is the journey, hey? Um, it's always been the journey. There's no finish line. And just like water on its cycle, life is eternal. So like, we get dropped into these bodies, our souls, and I'm a soul man, right? And then when our bodies croak it, our souls go piff paff poof and spend a bit of time in the fourth dimension, and then re-inhabit another body to carry on with the lessons that that soul had to complete in order to pop his collar and become an angel and move on, and then look after other souls like we are at the moment on Earth. Um, so yeah, love everything you do. Um, life is, this is quite a nice one. It's an intelligent system. So we draw circumstances into our lives. So as opposed to going, oh my god, I can't, just, I really dislike that. There's a lesson to be had in it. So learn that lesson, because otherwise we'll just keep on drawing that same experience into our life. Um, like love is quite a big one, right? And the concept of relationships and the likes. It has been for me. Um, and we draw our perspective of what love is or should be from our primary caregivers growing up. Um, so we generally, our first loves when we grow up reflect that of our parents, or we reflect that of our parents because we think that's what love is, which, yeah, we all get born in a different time in the cycle of life. Um, so we all have different beliefs, and quite often our parents, what they do, hey, we pick up their beliefs, which aren't necessarily the best ones to serve us. Um, so we're then using outdated beliefs and the likes in freshly recreated patterns, like us moving back into oneness. Certainly wasn't the case during our parents' time here. Um, so yeah, the people we meet as well, the light and dark which is within us, the male and the female, the yin and the yang. Um, we meet people who give us the opportunity for us to delve into our beings and bring out our darkness and reintegrate it and like make love to it, basically. Go, yeah. So I've had a hard time asking for help um, growing up because of my little independent streak. What was the word? I kind of abandoned myself as a child, which is quite coming out of the punishment and reward time. It happened to a lot of children. Um, so yeah, asking for help and believing in myself and a feeling of worthiness are a few of the things that I would recognise as my darkness. So we attract people into our lives and situations that give us the opportunity to go, damn, I'm a piece of this universe. I am so worthy. It's unquestionable, really. Um, I'm here doing my best, loving what I do. Um, so yeah, I deserve all of the goodness in the world. Asking for help as well. Um, like you'll draw people into your life that are there for you just to go, look, I'd really like your help. Um, it's an incredible thing, hey, just living in an intelligent life system. Um, but loving everything and opposing nothing is just beautiful. It drops you out of the broken system and it means you can live your passion. So things that I've become aware of, um, there are only two laws which are really worth observing. The universal law or cosmic law, which states do no harm. It's pretty straightforward, right? Do no harm. We are all one, so to harm someone else is to ultimately harm you. Nice easy way to remember it, mate. And then the other one is common law, which is what the Queen promised to uphold when she took seat. I think there are 4 or 5 bits and bobs on common law. It's like do not cause harm, don't thieve, don't cause fraud, don't cause injury, and I think there might be one more, but I forget. That's it. Everything else is basically a construct of man, and yeah, that's when you get tied down to bogus beliefs and fraudulent ways of maritime law, which is bullshit. So yeah, flow like water. Don't have to give your opinion. I think that's a really nice one. Hey, if you're in a conversation with someone who is your other self, and they're expressing their interests and their opinions, ask them about it. Just, oh, great stuff. Well, that's lovely. Well, where did that come from? Or how do you see that working? And if they don't kind of resonate with you, just be on your way. You don't have to stop and give it rah 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 rah. Just flow like water, like trail running. Um, couldn't recommend the Dao De Jing enough. It's beautiful. It's been one of my favourite things. Water is just essential here. So essential. So there you go. On that watery note, I've been T Red, and this has been T Trail at the Lickers. I think the sun's just about to come out. Hope you're all well. If you've got any questions, feel free to get in touch. Stay present, stay free, be love, and we'll see you all out on the trail soon. Alright, this is Nature's TV. Peace.